Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. La lección de hoy, reflexive versus non-reflexive verbs. But now we're going to do some TP, that is translation practice. We've done all the verb tenses, right? We've done that Spanish verb numbering system, 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way through 9. We've done that a lot. We've practiced the irregulars. Okay, now let's do some translation practice and concept practice on reflexive versus non-reflexive. Remember, a reflexive verb, like levantarse, to get up, if you use a reflexive verb reflexively, the action of the verb happens back to the subject. If you use it non-reflexively, it happens to someone or something other than the subject. It's as simple as that. So if I want to say, I get up early in the morning, me levanto temprano en la mañana. Me despierto temprano, I wake up early. Me levanto temprano, I get up early. But if I want to say, I get the kids up at 7 o'clock, despierto a los niños a las 7, levanto a los niños a las 7, despierto a los niños a las 7. Despierto is the better of the two. In that case, you wake them up. Despierto a los niños a las 7. Levanto la caja, I lift the box. Levanto pesas, I lift weights. But me levanto is, for example, when you're tired. Cuando estoy muy cansado y estoy sentado en el sofá durante mucho tiempo, ay, Chihuahua, me levanto despacio. I get up slowly. Me levanto despacio. Okay, we have some clusters. Let's take a look here. Aburrirse is to get bored, to bore yourself, right? To get bored. Aburrir would be to bore someone other than yourself. Remember, if you use it reflexively, the action of the verb is happening back to the subject. If you use it without the reflexive pronoun, the action of the verb is happening to someone other than the subject, some other thing or some other person. I got bored. Well, that's preterite. That's verb number 4, aburrirse. We're going to go reflexive. In our examples here that are circled, the first one is always going to be reflexive. So, I got bored. Aburrirse. Well, it's a regular IR verb, so it would be me aburrí. Me aburrí. I got bored. I bored the students. Aburrir, we're going to use it non-reflexively because you didn't bore yourself, you bored the students. So it would be aburrí a los estudiantes. You need the personal A. Me aburrí a los estudiantes. Vestirse is to get dressed if you're dressing yourself. Vestir is to dress like to dress the kids. I got dressed. Okay, that's reflexive, right? You dressed yourself. The action of the verb dressing happened back to yourself, so we're going to use the pronoun me vestí. Accent on the I. Me vestí. I got dressed. I dressed the kids. We're not going to use it reflexively because we dress someone other than ourselves. So, vestí a los niños, the personal A. A los niños. Vestí a los niños. Mojarse is to get wet. I got wet. I ran through the sprinklers and I got wet. Me mojé. Me mojé. We got the dog wet. We got the dog wet. That would be non-reflexive because you didn't get yourself wet. You got the dog wet. It would be mojamos al perro. Yes, we use a personal A with dogs and cats and pets. Mojamos al perro. Enojarse is to get mad, right? Enojar non-reflexively is to anger somebody else, to get somebody else mad. Mom got mad. Mama. It's reflexive, so the pronoun for mom would be se enojó. Mama se enojó. If you think about it, we really don't try to get ourselves mad, but if you think about it, when things happen to us in life, when we do get mad, maybe we allow that to happen, right? Because of our mental state at the time. So, se enojó. She got herself mad. Mama se enojó. Mom got her sister mad. So that would be mama. And remember, we're she didn't get herself mad, she got her sister mad, so it's non-reflexive. It would be mamá enojó a su hermana, the personal A. Anytime you do something to a person, you need that personal A in front of the person. Mamá enojó a su mamá. Lavarse, I washed my hands. Okay? I received the washing, I washed my hands, so it'd be reflexive. Me lavé, it's not mis manos, that's a bad mistake. Me lavé las manos. When you wash parts of your body or hurt parts of your body, refer to those parts of the body with an article, el, la, los, or las. Like, for example, I hurt my head. Me lastimé la cabeza. He hurt his shoulder. Se lastimó el hombro. Back to here, I washed my hands. Me lavé las manos. I washed the car. That's not reflexive. That's just lavé el carro. No personal A there, it's a car. Lavé el carro. So let's take a look here. Let's do the first one, it's reflexive. I got bored, me aburrí. Mom got mad, mamá se enojó. I got dressed, me vestí. We got wet, nos mojamos. I washed my hands, me lavé las manos. Now let's go non-reflexive. Aburrí a los estudiantes. Mamá enojó a su hermana. Vestí a los niños. Mojamos al perro and lavé el carro. Now we just have various different sentences that can be reflexive or non-reflexive. They got me mad. Well, the verb is enojarse or enojar. Is it reflexive? Did they get themselves mad? Did they get mad? It says they got me mad. So somebody else got me mad. So we're going to use it non-reflexively. So we need the pronoun me in front. Me, we need the they form of the preterite of enojar. Me enojaron. That's it. Me enojaron. You could say ellos or ellas me enojaron. I lifted the box. It's either levantarse or levantar. Remember in our example at the beginning, levantarse is to get yourself up. Levantar is to lift something, right? So I lifted the box. That would be preterite, yo form. Levanté la caja. Levanté la caja. He woke up late. Okay, it's despertarse or despertar. Is this reflexive or non-reflexive? Well, he's not waking anybody else up other than himself, so it's reflexive. And it's preterite. Se despertó tarde. Se despertó tarde. I hurt my hand. Lastimarse and lastimar is to hurt. I hurt my hand. Well, my hand belongs to me. I didn't hurt anybody else, so it's reflexive. Me lastimé la mano. Don't say mi mano. Me lastimé la mano. It burned down. It's either quemarse or quemar. Is it non-reflexive where somebody burned something else? No. It itself burned down. So it's reflexive. Se quemó. Se quemó. Se quemó. He burned the house. Él quemó la casa. That's him burning something other than himself, but the house by itself burned itself down. Se quemó. We bathed the dog. Bañar and bañarse. Did we bathe ourselves? No. We bathed the dog, so it's non-reflexive. So it's just simply preterite. Bañamos al perro. Bañamos al perro. We calmed the kids down. Kids are all worked up about something. We calmed the kids down. It's either calmarse or calmar. Did we calm ourselves down? No. So it's non-reflexive. We calmed the kids down. Calmamos a los niños. Easy review of the preterite. We got the preterite down pretty well. There might be some vocabulary here that you're learning, but you're seeing again the difference between non-reflexive and reflexive, and it's a good review of the personal A. Wash your hands. That's a command. Well, if you're telling an usted person to wash his hands, right? Wash your hands, it would be reflexive because he's not washing, you're not telling him to wash something else. it'd be opposite vowel, verb number 8, lave, put the se on the end, accent on the A at the beginning, lávese las manos. If you want to tell a couple of kids or your kids to wash their hands, well, you just take lave and you add an N for the ustedes command. So it'd be laven, put the se on the end, lávense, there's an accent on the A if you write it out, lávense las manos. Now, if you want to tell someone with whom you're on a first name basis, the familiar command, it's regular present tense. So that's lavo, lavas, lava. What's the reflexive to pronoun? Te. So it's lávate, accent on the first A, lávate las manos. I don't know about the rest of the United States, but my entire life, it's just been dreadful to go somewhere like a medical facility or a bathroom, and they say, lava sus manos. First of all, it should be las manos, and you don't give familiar commands to the general public. I just can't believe, and those are printed up by the state of California. It costs them thousands and thousands of dollars for these stickers. The counties and the states put these out. Lava sus manos. Sometimes I've seen lava tus manos. It's horrendous. It's lávese las manos to the public. Use the usted formal. And then down here, get out of the way. Okay, to get out of the way is quitarse. Just quitarse. It's either quitarse or quitar. It's quitarse. So it's reflexive. You're getting yourself out of the way. So the usted command, opposite vowel, would be an E. Quítese. Like, get out of my way. Quítese. Quítese del camino. Get out of the way. Group command, just add an N. Quítense. Move away. Move out of the way. Quítense. Abran paso. Open up some room, some space. And to your friend, first name basis, quítate. 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 Get out of the way. So there you go. It's a good review, reflexive, non-reflexive. Good review of the preterite. A good review of the personal A. And some vocabulary work here as well. Now, hopefully, you have the power. It's like if you're towing a trailer and you're going up a hill, you better have a big engine in that vehicle, that tow vehicle, to get that trailer up the hill. Well, as we move on in communication, the power of the engine would be equivalent to your understanding of grammar and your ability to take these verbs and run them through the verb numbering system. Once you know the verb numbering system and you know why you use each of those 9 or 10 numbers from 0 through 9, and once you know your different conjugations, your endings, and your irregulars, it's all about vocabulary. That's all that's left is vocabulary. We'll be taking a look at Condorito, one of my favorite Spanish language publications. It's a historieta, a comic book from Chile, but published in Mexico. And it was so great because it's like being part of a conversation, listening to a conversation as Condorito, the main character, goes on adventures and misadventures. But you look at all the grammar. Everything we have studied is right there. You'll see your commands, you see your opposite vowels, you see the preterite, you see the let's form, you see the present tense. And there's nothing that's difficult to understand in terms of based on grammar. It's just a question of vocabulary. So let's keep the train going down the track. We're not pulling into the station ever, right? We'll just be like a spaceship circling the earth. We're just going to keep going and going and going and getting better and better and better. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't, please subscribe, please like, and if you have not yet, go to profesorpablo.com, 1S, and check out my website, check out my ebook with a coupon listed on our videos. You get it for $15 over 500 pages. Really, really handy. And check out Profesor Pablo on Instagram and Profesor Pablo on TikTok. You'll recognize the logo, and if you want to get real specific, it's Soy Yo, Profesor Pablo. When I first started doing my lessons, there was another Profesor Pablo, and so I wanted to be Profesor Pablo as well. I believe he took the double S, Professor Pablo. So I took Profesor Pablo, which is what I wanted initially, and but I added this in front. Soy yo, Profesor Pablo, which means, hey, I'm Profesor Pablo. Soy yo, Profesor Pablo. So TikTok, soy yo, Profesor Pablo. But if you put in Profesor Pablo and scroll, you'll find it. And the same thing with Instagram. There's a great saying pretty much every day, at least 5 days out of the week. And there are thousands of them now. Check them out. You really like them. You see them in Spanish, you see them in English, you hear them in both. I say it rather slowly so I don't cause any unnecessary difficulty. And it loops. Every 6 or 7 or 8 seconds, you hear it again and again. And in a minute, you can go over it many, many times. Okay, es todo por ahora. I just want to tell everybody I'm still training. I'm getting in shape. I talked to Joe Frazier last week. I think we're going to get together for another fight. So keep that in mind. We're training and we respect each other. Joe's a great fighter. I think I'm a great fighter. And we'll see what happens. Remember, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Be heavyweight champion of the world with the smell of brute and the punch of Ali. I ran into a lot of Ali fans over the weekend and had a really good time. And one of my buddies, former students, had a video of me kind of jokingly sparring with Muhammad Ali, with the champ, with my kids and my wife. And he put it on his podcast. And so it got me going into Muhammad Ali mode again. So anyways, love you guys. Take care. Hasta pronto. Bye.